Hello, I'm Bruce Zimmerman. This is the Open Line Garden Show podcast for this week. Renee's Gardens, one of my family's favorite seed companies, has just released their 2015 new varieties. Now, some are new, some are old, some are heritage, some are just super cool. So here's a lot of great plants for you to look for from seeds, but the best place to look for them, obviously, particularly those that are exclusive, is from Renee's Garden. So please go to www.reneesgarden.com and check it out, because they always have something that my family wants each and every year. Now let's start with a few flowers that I think are kind of cool. Exclusive to Renee's Garden is hanging basket nasturtiums called Little Firebirds, and I love the name. This is a trailing nasturtium, and we all know that nasturtium flowers are edible and they have a peppery taste. And even if you can't eat pepper, you can eat these and have that peppery taste. It also adds a tremendous amount of color to a plate or to a salad. Now, the Little Firebirds come in a rich coral, burgundy, and pumpkin-colored blossoms, and they have a striking variegated foliage. Now, it's perfect for pots and for baskets because it is trailing. So this is one you need to take a look at. Remember, nasturtiums, easy to look after, but they need about a good half day of light. Don't overfeed them. It has a tendency to stretch them, but do give them a long, slow release fertilizer in the pots when you plant them up. Songbird pollinator flowers, they've added the birds and bees sunflowers. Now, this is a sunflower that produces black seeded oil seeds of sunflower seeds. These are the best for feeding the songbirds because they are nutritious and oil rich. So this is a good one to put into your garden. It's exclusive to Renee's Garden. And of course, it's great also for attracting all those foraging bees and native bees and other pollinators to your garden. So it's a real bonus plant that adds a great deal to a garden, particularly in the background and spaced in between as a filler as well. Remember, at least half a day full sun. Foxgloves that actually last a long time in bloom, called Freckled Rose Princess, exclusive to Renee's. It's a new hybrid with, of course, the flowers lasting longer. Their tall and sturdy spike flowers are packed with raspberry rose flowers that, of course, are going to attract hummingbirds. You notice a theme here? Things we can eat, things the birds can eat, and still give you great color in the garden. A Mexican tulip poppy. Now, this one is an heirloom. It has a 3-inch flower cups. They glisten in the sun. They have satiny butter yellow tulip-shaped flowers. The plants grow 1.5 to 2 feet tall with fine-cut blue-green foliage. I'm a little worried that this one will be a little too much like the California poppy and, of course, seed themselves too much, but it's worth the shot. And besides, I've always found you can always pull out flowers, and, of course, volunteers are always free. Windowbox Lobelia Blue Heaven. Now, this one's got me intrigued. It's an exclusive. It's a weather-resistant trailing lobelia, and that's the key words. Weather-resistant trailing lobelia. Masses of flowers. The blooms are non-stop. You need to put this one into half-day sun. You prefer morning sun over the hot afternoon, but it is more weather resistant to the heat. It has that floating flowers of dainty cerulean blue and they just sort of like a shower of blue in hanging baskets and pots, and makes a good filler for containers on your deck or patio. Calendula. Nice thing about calendula is that the flowers, again, are a poor man's substitute for saffron. So this one, exclusive to Renee's, is called Butterfly Calendula Mix Orange and Lemon Twist. They are excellent pollinators, and they do attract butterflies. So good that way, non-stop bloom, easy to grow, bright orange and sunny golden yellow flowers. Good combination, easy to grow. Now there's an heirloom of edible flowers in the Johnny Jump Ups. Now, Johnny Jump Ups are a viola. They have dainty little flowers that look like little pansies. Violet, mauve, yellow, and white. They're more weather tolerant. They're longer blooming. They're great in containers or as an edging. I've always found that they can winter, or they can actually go and seed themselves. The blossoms are edible, and you can find that they do and bloom very well in early spring. Now, heirloom cutting zinnias, Moulin Rouge, is another exclusive to Renee's garden. It is a blend of 3 reds. Now, there's a hot red, a scarlet, and a crimson, and a deep red. So, you've got 3 colors of red, making a great, strong, hot, show-stopping spot in your garden. They are excellent for cutting, so you can use them as bouquets. They're fully double flowers on strong, upright, branching stems. So they actually work really well for a cut flower garden. Full sun, good spacing, lots of air movement reduces, of course, the problems you have with mildew. Now, let's do a few other things that we can eat, mainly vegetables as well. I'm a big fan of fillet beans. I find them more tender, they're longer. In my opinion, the better of the beans. And of course, the pole beans are the fillet beans. They're the French emerite. It is a long, fancy pod, sort of delicate flavor, crisp snap, to them. High yielding, which is always important. And you like these ones because they're long and beany and sweet and flavorful, and they got a crisp to them. Now, my favorite, though, is the pole bean. It is a fillet bean called French Gold. Long, juicy pole beans, fine, sweet flavor. I like the texture of the yellow over the green in my mouth when I'm eating. Great in the garden, good yield over a long season. So there's a couple of good beans, pole, which if you go and support them either on a tilted fence, or you build your own teepee for the kids to hide in, and just put all the beans all the way around, be great in the garden for little kids to go and hide in as well. Until they realize that they're going to have to eat the beans, and some kids, they don't like to eat their beans. Well, that's not me. There is an heirloom pole bean called Rich Purple Pod. Renee's have got a purple pole bean. It's got that flavor, yield, and reliability. They got a crunch. They're wide. They're deep purple pods. So they're easy to see. They make a nice color combination, or contrast, I should say, to the leaves. And, of course, it's purple in the garden. So try that one. Full sun, rich in antioxidants, because it, of course, has that purple color. Cut and come again lettuces. We need more of this. We need to keep cutting baby leaf blends, and so that you can keep getting greens and greens and greens until salad is coming out your ears. all different shapes and leaf shapes and textures, right from baby leaves, etc., so that you can actually literally cut red, green leaves and different textures as well, and flavors and leaf shapes. Basically, you're doing a nice leafy mixture that you buy in the grocery store in a bag. You can grow yourself as well. And of course, if you cut them, they come up and they continue to grow, and it's called cut and come again. So cut and come again lettuces from Renee's Baby Leaf Blend, okay? And it's an exclusive to Renee's Gardens. Snack seed sunflowers. It's an heirloom. It's a mammoth gray stripe. Now, it's really tall. Pollinator friendly, so you're going to attract all the pollinators to your garden. Heads are heavy, so they always sort of tilt down. They're plump. They're tasty. They're nutritious. They're great for snacks. And you can feed the birds with these, but they are not as nutritious and rich as the black oil seeds that we talked about earlier. So if you want to grow them, make sure you grow both, but make sure that come winter or later on, getting them ready, the birds ready for winter, you want that oil, that fat build up into their bodies. Then you are going to go and use the Birds and Bees sunflowers, okay? Now, there are others in here. Well, one of the great ones with kids is the purple sun. This is a rainbow carrot. It is plump, dark purple carrots from Holland. And, of course, it's got that nice, rich color, flavor that's sweet. It's crisp texture. It's got lots of healthy antioxidants. We won't tell the kids. And it's delicious to eat, both raw or cooked. I mean, who doesn't thin their carrots, wipe the dirt off, and just munch away? It's almost incentive to overplant your carrots just so that you can sit and thin throughout the season, or at least early in the season. So there are many others, but I think that if you go to Renee's, you'll see the new seed introductions for 2015. Many of them are certified organic varieties and exclusive to Renee's Garden. So go to reneesgarden.com, and if you like to call California, there is a toll-free number, 888-880-7228. So go for it, enjoy, and of course, eat, and eat well, and you'll be, and your family will be better for it. I'm Bruce Zimmerman. This has been the Open Line Garden Show podcast for this week.